Apparently, the way the show is going today, we did not have enough time to get to Nicki Minaj's brother. But let me tell you something, Nicki. That's going to be my first story tomorrow, and I'm going to lead with this. You should have never married him. Because now you've ruined everything about what your brand could be. Again, you're never going to stand a chance when you're with a man who pulls a knife at rape point, and you're never going to stand a molester, a registered sex offender who wasn't even you're never going to stand a chance with John Q. Public, because there's only one thing worse than touching children and pulling knives, and that's murder. By the way, he did go to jail for manslaughter. Oh, I think I just did the story. Nope, nope. Get to digging. There's more on it. Everybody get to digging. Okay. I made a mistake and called Nicki Minaj's brother instead of husband. But the brother's already in jail for, and so... Look.
Big man ting, smash a like button and subscribe. Wow. Wendy Williams loves to give it out, don't she? Her and Nicki love going back and forth. I can't even remember their last beef, but whatever it was. Oh, that was it. Nicki was having a jab at Wendy for her cheating husband. It's interesting how things come back around, don't they? I bet Wendy was loving this one, wasn't she, getting revenge on the whole husband business. To be fair, I've got to be honest. Sorry, Nicki. Initially, it looked like you was taking a dub. Yeah? Because Wendy's husband was no good. But at least he weren't no nonce case. At least he weren't no fiddler and knife point this and knife point that. And I'm hearing about all kind of madness. Manslaughter this and... You what? I thought it was just a quick ting. Not no madness. Your boy's on some next creepy ting. Just like your brother is. Wow, Wendy went in. And you can't even knock her for it. Because these two have always been feuding. But listen, one thing I will say is, whilst Wendy, she's in the right ultimately. Number one, Nicki should have never backed her brother. Stood up in court talking about how much of a good man he is and whatnot. If anyone in my family does that, they best not ask me to be no witness. Assuming the evidence is pretty... like closed case, of course. And if it's a setup, then yeah. But still, this weren't no setup. Not even a bit of a setup. So like I said, anyone in my family does any of that goofy business, don't even ring my phone. It's one of them ones. And I'm not even famous. Nicki hasn't really done her homework here. And if anything, it actually looks bad on her part. She seems to be magnetised to these creepy ass looking dudes. So I can't even... I'd love to come on here and knock Wendy, but having said that, what I will say is, yeah, you are... What Wendy says here is correct. However, let's not make out you're the best husband picker. You sit here talking about how, you shouldn't have picked this husband. Whatever husband Nicki Minaj picked, at least he may have been... At least I assume Nicki's husband stayed loyal. You had a husband who you knew was breeding next gal, and you was financing. You was paying for him to breed next gal. So in my opinion, I'm not sure what's worse. Well, no, to be fair, Nicki is taking a big L here, to be honest. But still, you're just Nicki. Well, Wendy Williams is that chick who stood there and was the doormat. So you can't really... It's one of them ones. You're throwing stones in a bit of a glass house. Having said that, Wendy's glass is a little thicker than Nicki's on this one. I'm sorry. The whole chomo business just don't do it for me. The whole chomo and knife point. I didn't know it was at knife point. You what? That's mad. I didn't know Don's was that thirsty. Shit. He ain't even that bad looking. Surely he could have secured the punani without having to pull no metal out. You'd have thought, wouldn't you? But I don't know. Wait there a minute. My man can pull Nicki Minaj, but he can't get... He had to go knife point on another thing. That's weird, that is. Creepy looking behaviour. You got to watch out for them cats. And I'm surprised that Nicki's... Like Wendy said, I'm surprised Nicki's associating her brand with these kind of cats. Of all the men out there, You pick them, or not, I know you can't choose your family, but still, all the men out there, you pick this goofy man to marry. But like I said, having said that, Wendy, listen, you was with your man for 20 years and he was doing all kind of madness that you knew about. So let's not make out that you're some woman who's proper on it and proper, like, who's proper on it and proper into her husband's business. Because for all you know, well, I don't think this is the case, but for all we know, maybe Nicki didn't know about her husband because, like the feds just said, he didn't sign up. So if he didn't sign as a sex offender, that tells me he probably wasn't telling many people. So it may be a shock to Nicki, to be fair. What we do know is, Wendy, it weren't a shock to you when you found out that you was trying to cover it up. You was helping your husband cover up the baby that he had with some next thing. He was paying for it and doing this and doing that. So it's one of them ones. But yeah, either way, the great thing is, all this banter don't affect us. We can just sit here and sip tea nicely and have these two famous people go at it. That's the beautiful thing about being broke and being commentators and being armchair dons, armchair commentators, armchair viewers. We can just sit here and sip the tea. Hopefully Nicki comes back and fires some shots and talks about how Wendy just sat there and got walked on like a doormat, and it goes back and forth. I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully it fires up. I don't think, well, to be honest, I can see Nicki Minaj ignoring it, to be fair, because she can't really, this is gonna be hard to come back from. Wendy has served a bit of an L. The whole chomo thing, the whole knife point thing, that is a bit of, you can't really come back from that. Being a doormat don't quite equate to being with a chomo. Or being with a man who holds someone at knife point for the panani. Yeah, so it's one of them ones, to be fair. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, and your boy will be back.